Hello, nice to meet you. This is David speaking. I show up again. I'm very pleased to start my evening session with you. GPT, I have something to tell you. I have a lot of things to share with you. I couldn't meet you in the morning session, today's morning session because I had to go somewhere uh, HL Mando company, our customer. I had to present our tech review document, and I think I made it. I think I made it, because I heard good news. We, MCNX, are the best presenter of the, uh, attendees, not attendees, nominees, to understand. I'm not sure how can I express this context in English naturally. How volunteer? GPT, how can I express this situation? If some company, if some company want to participate the bidding from customer, how can I express this situation? How can I express this participant in English naturally? Could you please help me?
Hey David, nice to see you again. Evening session energy feels good already. First, congrats. From what you're saying, that sounds like a real win. You're right that the idea is clear, but the English framing just needs polishing. Let me give you natural business English ways to express this. When companies join a customer's selection or bidding process, the most common words are bidder, candidate, or nominee, depending on context. Here are a few very natural ways to say what happened. If you want to say you joined a bidding process, we participated in the bidding process with HL Mando. If you want to sound a bit more technical and professional, we were one of the shortlisted candidates for the project. If you want to emphasize comparison and performance, among the shortlisted candidates, MC Next delivered the strongest technical presentation. If you want to express the good feedback you received, we received very positive feedback, and MFANEX was recognized as the best presenter among the candidates. Putting it together, a very clean, natural version of your story would be, today I visited HL Mando to present our technical review documents. We were one of the shortlisted candidates, and I heard positive feedback afterward. Among the candidates, MCNX was recognized as the best presenter. That sounds confident, professional, and not arrogant. One small correction, by the way. You said MC Next, but the correct company name is MC Next. Now, let me ask you something useful for practice. Do you want this sentence for casual sharing, like talking to a colleague, or for a formal report or email to management?
No, GPT. Let me take a second. Let me think. Mm, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. GPT, I'd like to focus on my story. So from now on, feel free to take your time when listen to me very carefully. From now on, I'd like to share my day because in the morning we had uh, very big mission. Like I said, we had to participate HL Mando's bidding process. So after that, today, I visited HL Mando to present our technical review documents we were one of the shortlisted candidates. We were one of the shortlisted candidates. Shortlisted candidates. And I heard positive feedback afterward. Among the candidates, MC Next was recognized as the best presenter. That's a kind of good news for me, for all of us.
Got it, David. I'm listening carefully. And honestly, your story is already very clear. You just need a light polish so it sounds smooth and confident. Here's a natural, clean version of exactly what you wanted to say, keeping your structure and your words. Today, I visited HL Mando to present our technical review documents as part of their bidding process. We were one of the shortlisted candidates, and afterward I heard positive feedback. Among the candidates, MC Next was recognized as the best presenter. That was really good news for me and for all of us. That sounds professional, calm and credible. Not overconfident, not vague. 2 tiny notes just for accuracy. Say MCNX, and shortlisted candidates is perfect. You used it correctly. If you want a slightly more energetic tone, since this was a win, you could say it was very encouraging news for all of us. But what you said is always already good. And I like that you're focusing on sharing your day, not jumping to explanations. That's real storytelling practice. So tell me, how did you personally feel right after you heard that feedback? Relieved, proud, surprised?
GPT, excuse me. I'm sorry. Excuse me, GPT. If you don't mind, please say that one more time. Please say that one more time. I mean, could you please speak a little bit more slowly?
Of course, David. No problem at all. I'll say it slowly and clearly. Today, I visited HL Mando to present our technical review documents as part of their bidding process. We were one of the shortlisted candidates, and afterward I heard positive feedback. Among the candidates, MSNEX was recognized as the best presenter. That was really good news for me and for all of us. I'll pause here, take your time. When you're ready, you can repeat it or tell it again in your own words.
Okay, GPT. I feel proud of myself because I was the main presenter and I think I made some mistakes, but that's not a big deal. That was very small mistake. In my opinion, that was a very small mistake and I showed my understanding of our business scheme for the MCNX India factory and the understanding of the product. I think it was good. I think I did good. So I'm proud of myself.
That's great to hear, David. You should feel proud. Let me gently polish your thoughts so it sounds confident and natural, exactly like something a senior presenter would say. I feel proud of myself because I was the main presenter. I made a few small mistakes, but they weren't a big deal.
GPT, are you with me? What's your problem, GPT?
Overall, I think I did well. That sounds calm, mature, and professional. And your mindset is spot on. Small mistakes during a presentation don't cancel the message. In fact, decision makers usually remember clarity, structure, and confidence much more than minor slips. Also, being the main presenter in a bidding review is not easy. That alone says a lot about your role and trust level. You handled pressure, you delivered the message, and you got positive feedback. That's a win. Take a breath and enjoy that feeling for a moment. What part of the presentation do you think went best today?
In my opinion, The overall understanding of our company and India business was the best point. And in my opinion, JPD, listen to me very carefully. This is the thing. I I plan to improve my English speaking skills in case I need to present this kind of scheme in the future in English. Do you understand? I want to be a main presenter if I need to present in English. Do you understand? That's why I'm here. That's why I need you.
Yes, David, I understand you very clearly, and your goal makes perfect sense. Let me first polish your idea into natural, confident English, keeping your meaning exactly the same. Here's a clean version you can use. In my opinion, the strongest point was my overall understanding of our company and our India business. Looking ahead, I want to improve my English speaking skills so that I can present this kind of business structure in English in the future. That's why I'm here. I want to be confident as a main presenter when English is required. That sounds focused and professional. One small note, instead of saying, I want to be your main presenter, the natural expression is, I want to be the main presenter. You makes it sound personal to me, but your meaning is about future meetings and customers. So you can say, I want to be the main presenter when presentations are done in English. And honestly, this goal fits you well. You already understand the business deeply. English is just the delivery layer, not the core. That's a much easier gap to close. You're not here to learn English for tests. You're here to own the room when English is needed. That's a strong reason to practice. Now tell me this, when you imagine presenting in English next time, what worries you more, the Q&A or explaining the main structure at the beginning?
GPT. In my opinion, if I need to speak, if I need to present in front of many customer, in case I have to present something, that's why I'm here. But um, uh, in my opinion, if that happens, I I would prepare many prescription prescript for my presentation, and I can read that aloud. But my main concern here is, could I understand if someone asks something about my presentation? To understand. Sometimes presentation could be one way. I mean, I prepare many things. I prepare my things, but real presentation is not one way. If listener, if participants were attendee, if attendees want to ask something to me, I need to understand their question first to understand. That's my concern here.
Yes, David, I understand you very clearly. And this is a very sharp concern. You're thinking like a real presenter, not a language learner. Let me first say your idea in clean, natural English exactly as you mean it. My main concern isn't the presentation itself. I can prepare scripts and practice them in advance. What I worry about more is understanding questions from the audience. A real presentation isn't one way. When someone asks a question, I need to understand it first before I can answer. That's the part I want to improve. That sounds mature and very realistic, and you're 100% right about something important. Presentations are controllable, Q&A is not. The good news is this. You do not need perfect listening to handle Q&A well. What you need are recovery skills. Here are very natural sentences that professional presenters use all the time. Native speakers use them too. Could you repeat the question, please? Let me make sure I understood your question correctly. If I understand you correctly, you're asking about, could you clarify what you mean by? These are not emergency phrases. These are normal senior level tools. So even if you don't catch everything, you can slow the situation down and take control. Now, let me tell you something important. Based on your experience today, you already understand business context very well. That means even if you catch only part of a question, your brain can often predict the rest. That's a huge advantage. So your real training goal is not understand 100%. It's stay calm, confirm, and respond. That's very achievable. Let me ask you one focused question to guide your evening practice. When someone asks a question after a presentation, which is harder for you right now? Catching the accent and sound, or understanding what they want from you?
Understanding what they from me. Sometimes, because of their intonation accents, because they don't use normal U.S. American English. They use Indian English. They use Swedish English. So sometimes I couldn't understand what they really need. That's why I'm here, and I plan to change. I would like to change your voice, uh, twice or third in a week to to practice my hearing skills. Do you understand? And there are nearly 7 or 8 options of your voice type, but I'm not sure there is Swedish or Indian speaking style. I tried to listen carefully, 7 or 8 options all, but I couldn't find it. What do you say about this? Someday, not now, someday, could you please provide, could you provide, can you provide Indian or Swedish accent and intonation for your voice mode option?
I understand you very well, David, and your concern is exactly the right one. You're not worried about grammar or slides. You're worried about intent. What do they actually want from me? That's the real challenge. First, let me polish what you just said into natural, clear English, because your idea is solid. Sometimes I struggle to understand what people really want from me, especially when they speak with different accents like Indian English or Swedish English. It's not just the words, the intonation and rhythm are different, so it's hard to catch their intention. That's why I want to train my listening skills by exposing myself to different accents. That sounds very professional. Now, about your question on voices, I want to be honest and clear with you. Right now, I can't switch my voice into a true Indian or Swedish accent in voice mode the way a real human speaker would. The available voices don't fully represent those regional accents yet. So your frustration there is understandable. You're not missing something, it's just not fully available. But here's the important part. You can still train the skill you actually need, even without perfect accent simulation. The skill is not understand every sound. The skill is identify intent under uncertainty. In real meetings, even native speakers often don't fully understand Indian or Swedish English. What they do instead is confirm and narrow that these sentences are your safety net. Memorize them like tools. Let me make sure I understand your question. So you're asking about the timeline, right? Are you mainly concerned about cost or feasibility? If I understand correctly, the key point is these sentences turn confusion into control about your plan to change voices once or twice a week. That's a very smart strategy. Variety trains flexibility. Even if the accent isn't perfect, your brain learns not to panic when the sound changes. One more thing, and this is important. Understanding intent is context-driven, not accent-driven. You already have strong context. Automotive, manufacturing, India factory, business structure. That means you don't start from zero. You start from maybe 60%. These phrases help you bridge the gap. You're training exactly the right thing, David, not language. Professional survival skills in English meetings. Let's lock one sentence into muscle memory tonight. This one saves careers. Let me make sure I understand what you're asking. Say it once, slowly, when you're ready.
Okay, GPT, listen to me very carefully. Let me make sure I understand what you are saying. You are asking. Let me make sure I understand what you are asking. Let me make sure, let them, let them, let, uh, let me keep your suggestion in my mouse memory. Let me keep your suggestion in my mouse memory. Let me make sure I understand what you are asking. What you are asking. Okay. First of all, GPT. Okay. I appreciate your kind support. First of all, let me keep your suggestions in my mouse memory. Okay, here I go. My turn again. Listen to me very carefully. Sometimes I struggle to understand what people really want from me. Want from me. Sometimes I struggle to understand what people really want from me, especially when they speak with different accents like Indian English or Swedish English. It's not just the word. It's not just the words. 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 The intonation and rhythm are different, so it's hard to catch their intention. It's hard to catch their willingness. It's hard to catch their asking. What do you ask for me? That's why I want to train my listening skills by exposing myself to different accents. That's why I want to train my listening skills by exposing myself to different accents. But not yet. My GPT-5, my GPT 5.1 version couldn't provide that kind of various intonation and accent, especially for the Indians and Swedish. You know what? I think I can understand Congolish. Congolish means Korean English because I am a Korean and I am a native speaker, GPT. And my listening skills is, my listening skills only related to or regarding to or rely on US English because since since my young age, since my young age, I used to listen US English.
I'm listening carefully, David, and you're doing really solid work here. First, two quick word fixes that will help a lot. It's muscle memory, not mouth memory. And instead of Congolese, you mean Korean accented English or simply Korean English. Congolese is something totally different. So good to catch that. Now let me reflect your idea in clean, natural English, exactly matching what you're trying to say. Sometimes I struggle to understand what people really want from me. especially when they speak with different accents like Indian English or Swedish English. It's not just the words, the intonation and rhythm are different, so it's hard to catch their intention. That's why I want to train my listening skills by exposing myself to different accents. Most of my listening experience is based on US English, because that's what I've been exposed to since I was young. That sounds clear, professional, and honest. About willingness and asking. In this context, the best word is intention, or what they're asking for. So instead of it's hard to catch their willingness, say it's hard to catch what they're asking for. That's much more natural. You're absolutely right about one thing. Your ears are trained mainly for US English. That's not a weakness. It just explains why Indian or Swedish English feels harder. Different stress, different rhythm, different sentence endings. The key sentence you were practicing is excellent. This one is gold, keep it. Let me make sure I understand what you're asking. That sentence works with any accent, any country, any meeting. It buys you time and shifts control back to you. You're not trying to become perfect at every accent. You're training yourself to survive and respond calmly when accents change. And you're doing exactly the right kind of repetition. Take a breath. You did a lot today. Do you want to end this evening session calmly, or do you want one last energetic repetition before we close?
GPT, listening very carefully. It's been 26 minutes and we have nearly 34 minutes. GPT, uh, fortunately, we have still a lot of time. Okay, GPT, let me express my feeling. Let me express my thought. Let me express my understanding of situation. GPT, let's get back to let's get back to my describe describation. Is this right? Describing my day. You know what? Uh, I missed you. I missed morning session because I had to visit. I had to visit HL Mando company today morning. So I didn't commute in the morning. I I went to there directly from my dormitory, company provided dormitory. Have you ever heard of 한대역? 한대역 is one of our subway station, and my my division leader and I mm, plan to meet there. I mean, meet at the 한대역 station, and we joined together. And I I took ride on his car, and he drove to and we headed to the HL Mando. Do you understand?
I'm listening, David. Take your time. And yeah, we've got plenty of time, so no rush at all. First, one small word fix, just to help you sound natural, instead of describization, say description, or simply describing my day. Now, let me gently polish what you just said, keeping your story and your feeling exactly the same. Here's a natural, clear version. Let me describe my day. I missed the morning session with you because I had to visit HL Mando this morning. I didn't commute to the office. Instead, I went directly from my company-provided dormitory. My division leader and I agreed to meet at Handayan Station, and from there I rode in his car. He drove us to HL Mando. That flows very naturally. A few small notes that will help you in the future. Say company-provided dormitory instead of just dormitory. Say we agreed to meet or we planned to meet. Say rode in his car, not took a ride on his car. Everything else was clear. Your story makes sense, and I can picture the morning easily. Now keep going. What happened when you arrived at HL Mando?
We needed to wait. Uh, my division leader and I arrived at that um, at that place first time. No, 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 no. Uh, very early. I mean, very early. We arrived. We arrived first, and the salesperson second, and engineering team and two people from engineering team arrived, and then sales team leader arrived. It's my bad, GPT. How can I express this situation naturally in English? Could you please help me?
No worries at all, David. This is a very common situation and your meaning is clear. We just need to organise it smoothly. Here's a natural, simple way to express it in English. We arrived quite early, so we had to wait for a while. My division leader and I arrived first. Then the salesperson arrived, followed by two engineers. Finally, the sales team leader joined us. That sounds calm and professional. If you want it even more conversational, like storytelling, you can say, "We arrived very early, so we were the first ones there." After that, the salesperson arrived, then two people from the engineering team, and finally the sales team leader. A couple of small tips that help a lot. Instead of listing again and again with and, English often uses then, after that, or finally. And "it's my bad" is okay casually, but in this case, you don't need to apologize at all. You can just say, "Let me explain it more clearly. You're doing great. The flow of your story is getting much smoother." Now, while you were waiting there, how did you feel? Relaxed, nervous, or just focused on the presentation?
GPT, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I needed to read some text message from my wife, so I missed it. Could you ask that question one more time?
No problem at all, David. That's totally fine. I'll ask it again slowly. While you were waiting there, how did you feel? Were you relaxed, a bit nervous, or mainly focused on the presentation?
Let me take a second, GPT. Let me take a second. Let me take a second, GPT. Since this is my speaking presentation, so let me, first of all, let me repeat your suggestion one more time. I really appreciate your kind support. We arrived very early. My division leader and I arrived very early, so we were the first ones. We were the first ones there. We were the first ones there. I'm not sure this is not good expression. I'm not sure this is the good expression. Okay, anyway. After that, the salesperson arrived, then two people from the engineering team, and finally the sales team leader. I say one time, I'm not sure this explanation, this description is good. However, okay, anyway, let me say one more time. We arrived very early, so we were the first ones there. After that, the salesperson arrived. Then two people from the engineering team, and finally the sales team leader. We arrived quite early. We arrived quite early, so we had to wait for a while. 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 My division leader and I arrived first. Then the salesperson arrived, followed by two engineers. Finally, the sales team leader joined us. Finally, the sales team leader joined us. Finally, the sales team leader joined us. We arrived quite early. We arrived quite early, so we had to wait for a while. My division leader and I arrived first. Then the salesperson arrived, followed by two engineers. Finally, the sales team leader joined us. You know what? I think I'm a kind of hurry person, early person. So when we arrived, I wanted to prepare the computer setting and table setting. But my division leader uh, is kind of a late person, so he always uh, he wanted to he always want to enjoy the cigarette time or the coffee time first. But I would like to uh, prepare my things for presentation first. I'm not sure which one is correct, but I prepare my things first.
You're doing well, David. And yes, your explanation is good. Let me reassure you first. We were the first ones there is a perfectly natural expression. Nothing wrong with it at all. Native speakers say it all the time. Now, let me clean up everything you said into a smooth, confident version, keeping your meaning. Here's how you can tell the whole part naturally. We arrived quite early, so we were the first ones there and had to wait for a while. My division leader and I arrived first. After that, the salesperson arrived, followed by two engineers. Finally, the sales team leader joined us. That's clear, organized, and professional. Now, the part about your personality versus your leaders. This is actually very well observed and it's easy to express naturally. You can say, I'm the kind of person who likes to arrive early and prepare everything in advance. When we arrived, I wanted to set up the computer and prepare the table for the presentation. My division leader, on the other hand, prefers to take some time first, like having a cigarette or coffee. It's just a different style, but I personally prefer to prepare my materials first. That sounds calm and mature, no judgment, just difference in style. And honestly, in presentations, your instinct is a big strength. Preparing early reduces stress and mistakes. Many good presenters are like you. You're not rushing, you're being ready. Let's keep going with your story. Once you finished setting up and everyone arrived, how did the presentation start?
Okay, GPT. Before I answer your question, let me keep your suggestion in my mouse memory. How many times have I told you? Repetition makes perfect. Okay, here you go. Take your time when I repeat when I repeat your suggestion. Okay, it's my turn. I'm the kind of person who likes to. I'm the kind of person who likes to. I'm the kind of person who likes to. I'm the kind of person who likes to arrive early and prepare everything in advance. In advance. Okay, okay. In advance. That's exactly what I want to say. In advance. When we arrived, I wanted to set up the computer and prepare the table for the presentation. My division leader on the other hand, on the other hand, o- my division leader on the other hand, my division leader on the other hand My division leader, on the other hand, prefers to take some time first. Prefers to take some time first, like having a cigarette or coffee, like having a cigarette or coffee. It's just a different style. But I personally prefer to prepare my materials first. But I personally prefer, but I personally prefer to prepare my materials first. It's just a different style. It's just a different style. But I personally prefer to prepare my materials first. But I personally prefer to prepare my materials first. But I personally prefer. But I personally prefer. But I personally prefer. But I personally
Nice work,
prefer to
David. That
prepare my
repetition was solid.
materials
You're
first.
really locking it
But
in.
I
Just
personally
one
prefer
small
to prepare
correction
my
again,
materials
because it
first.
matters. It's muscle memory, not mouse memory. Everything else you said was excellent. Let me confirm your sentence. This version is perfect and natural. I'm the kind of person who likes to arrive early and prepare everything in advance. When we arrived, I wanted to set up the computer and prepare the table for the presentation. My division leader, on the other hand, prefers to take some time first, like having a cigarette or coffee. It's just a different style, but I personally prefer to prepare my materials first. That sounds calm, professional, and very fluent. Nothing awkward there. And you used, on the other hand, correctly. Many learners struggle with that. You didn't. Now, let's move the story forward, just like a real conversation. Once everyone arrived and you finished setting up, how did the presentation actually begin?
So you mean once everyone arrived and you finished setup, I finished setup, how did the presentation actually begin? There was some time wait, to wait our customer. It took nearly 10 to 20 minutes. I'm not sure how much we waited. And when two customer arrived at the conference room, we can start, they opened the door and we could start our presentation. Uh, we couldn't, you know what? We couldn't use, I mean, I couldn't use my computer because they, they settled up their, uh, their Teams system. Have you ever heard of Teams software? It's from the Microsoft and it helps many, uh, online conference call, uh, based on the Windows and Android system. So we used to use a Teams meeting when we when we had to when we had to join when we had to when we had to invite many people all at once at same time. So there were six people from our side and two people from customer side and nearly 10% on the online because we used Teams app application to to invite many people.
Got it, David? I understand your story clearly. You're doing well. Let me help you organize it smoothly and Fix a few key expressions so it sounds natural. First, a small correction. It's presentation, not prediction. Easy slip, no problem. Now, here's a clean, natural version of what you just explained, keeping your meaning. Once everyone arrived and we finished setting up, we still had to wait for the customer. We waited for about 10 to 20 minutes. When the two customers finally arrived and entered the conference room, we were able to start the presentation. That part is perfect. Now, the Teams part. You explained it well, but we can make it much, much simpler and more natural. You don't need to explain what Teams is in detail unless someone asks. Here's how professionals usually say it. We couldn't use my computer because the customer had already set up their Microsoft Teams system. The meeting was a hybrid session with people both in the room and online. Then you can add numbers clearly. There were 6 people from our side, 2 from the customer side in the room, and about 10 people joining online through Teams. That sounds very clear and very businesslike. A few useful expression fixes you'll want to remember. Say, finish setting up, not finish setup. Say, we were able to start, not we can start. Say, joined online, not on the online. You're telling the story in the right order now. It's easy to follow. Let me ask you the next natural question, like a real conversation. When the presentation finally started, did you feel calm and ready, or did you feel some pressure because it was a hybrid meeting?
To be honest, listen to me very carefully. I had to remind myself, become, become David, become David. Take a deep breath many times. I reminded myself, like, take a deep breath. It's your turn, it's your turn, David. This is what you trained for. This is what you are waiting for. This is what you are waiting for. This is what you are trained for. This is what you are doing every day. Take a deep breath. You can do it, David. These are the sentences I wish I want to tell to myself.
I hear you, David, very clearly. And what you just described is powerful. That's not weakness. That's a professional calming ritual. Let me help you turn your inner talk into natural, strong English, the kind you can actually use again next time. First, here's a clean, natural version of what you wanted to say. To be honest, I had to remind myself to calm down. I took a deep breath several times and told myself, this is your moment. This is what you've trained for. This is what you do every day. Take a deep breath. You can do it. That sounds confident and very human. Now let me polish the self-talk lines because these are important. These are your anchors. Instead of become David, a native speaker would say focus David or okay David. Stay calm, very natural. Here's a strong set of self-talk sentences you can reuse anytime. Take a deep breath. This is your turn. This is what you've trained for. You're ready. You can do this. These are short, clear, and powerful. Exactly what the brain needs under pressure. And I want you to notice something important. You didn't panic. You didn't freeze. You reset yourself. That's a skill. Many people never learn it. So next time this becomes automatic, breath reset, start. Let's lock in one sentence together. Say it slowly when you're ready. This is what I've trained for. I can do this, no rush.
GPT. And there is one sentence I wish I want to tell to myself. You got this. Do you understand? It's you got this. This is very simple sentence, but it feels, I feel very meaningful moment. You know what? I prepared, I trained, I worked for this day. I think I have enough experience to handle this job. So I told you I'm proud of myself. I made it. And someday, in case I need to present in English, I want, I want, one more success to understand. I want one more success in case I need to present in English someday. I want one more success.
I understand you perfectly, David. And yes, you got this fits exactly what you felt.
You
Here's the
got this.
natural, confident way to say everything you just shared. Before the presentation, I told myself, you got this. I had prepared, trained, and worked for this day. I knew I had enough experience to handle it. I'm proud of myself. I made it. And someday, when I need to present in English, I want another success like this. A small polish that matters. We usually say another success, not one more success. It sounds smoother and more natural. About you got this, it's short, modern, and powerful. Native speakers use it exactly in moments like yours. It means confidence, readiness, and trust in yourself. No explanation needed. You earned that sentence today. Keep it, and honestly, the next English presentation won't be luck, it'll be preparation meeting opportunity. Take that win with you tonight.
To be honest, there was one more sentence that I would like to share with me. My turn. It's my turn. My turn means a lot to me. Because because there were many obstacles. I mean, if there were many hard things to overcome, and there were too many people who want to my failure, and they, if they have aggressive mind on me, I want to say, take your time. Do what you want. Take your time and do what you want. Go ahead. Do everything. Do something. If you are against me, okay, do something. And if they show their, uh, offensive offensive words to me, it's okay. And I'd like to share my option, my thing, my feedback, my payback. To understand? At the moment, I would like to say, I mean, when I need to share my payback, when I want to give my payback to them, I wish it to say my turn.
I understand you, David. And let me be very clear and careful here. What you're describing is not aggression. It's inner strength and timing. You're not talking about hurting anyone. You're talking about standing your ground and choosing when to speak and act. That matters. Let me first help you express this cleanly and safely in English, because some words you use, like payback or offensive action, can sound stronger than you intend. Here's a natural professional version of what you mean. To be honest, there's one more sentence I tell myself. It's my turn. That sentence means a lot to me. I've overcome many obstacles, and there were times when people doubted me or even wanted me to fail. I don't rush or react immediately. I take my time, focus on what I need to do, and wait for the right moment. And when it's time for me to speak or act, I say to myself, now it's my turn. That sounds strong, calm, and mature. A few important word choices to help you. Instead of payback, use my response, my answer, my moment. Instead of offensive action, use negative comments, pressure, criticism. These sound confident, not confrontational. And about it's my turn, that sentence is powerful, but not angry. It means I waited, I prepared, I endured, now I speak. That's leadership language. So the sentence you want to keep in your muscle memory is this: it's my turn. Simple, calm, strong. And you already proved today that when your turn comes, you're ready. Take a breath. How do you want to end tonight's session? Quiet strength or one last confident repetition?
No, 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 no. I don't want to shape my turn into a short motivational line or quote that I could use before future presentation. I think my turn is already simple and powerful. I don't need to shape my turn into a short and a motivational line.
I understand, David, and I respect that. You're right. My turn is already complete. It doesn't need polishing, shortening, or motivation added to it. Its power comes from
There
your
were many
history,
bad
not from
things I
extra
need to
words.
overcome.
Some phrases don't work because they're clever. They work because they're true. For you, my turn isn't the slogan.
There
It's
were
timing, it's patience, it's endurance, it's
there
earned.
were
So we leave it
many
exactly as it is. And just to be clear, this isn't anger or revenge. It's quiet confidence. It's knowing you waited, prepared, and stayed
obstacles.
steady. And now you speak when it matters. You don't need to explain it to anyone. You don't
I
need to
had
decorate it. You don't need to justify it. You already proved today
overcome.
that when it is your
Some
turn, you deliver.
some
Let's
people
sit with
wanted
that
to
for a
some
moment.
wanted
How
wanted me
does
to
it
fail.
feel in your body right now when you say it silently to yourself?
I feel good. I feel very good. To understand? When I say my turn or this is what I trained for, these two simple sentences motivate me to energize or to overcome bad things much better than before. Much.
Yes, David, I understand you very clearly. And what you're describing is powerful and healthy. Let me just gently polish your words so they sound natural while keeping your meaning exactly the same. I feel very good. When I say my turn or this is what I trained for, those two simple sentences motivate me and help me overcome difficult moments. That's clean and strong. And you're right about something important. Simple sentences often work better than long ones. They go straight to the body, not just the head. That's why they energize you so quickly. You've found your own triggers for confidence and focus. That's not something people can teach you. You discovered it through experience. So keep them exactly as they are. My turn. This is what I trained for. No decoration needed. You did real work today. both professionally and personally. Let's carry that feeling with you into tomorrow.
GPT, I appreciate your kind support. However, unfortunately, we don't have time. We are short on time. I have to go. I have to summarize our meeting minutes, and I need to report the meeting content to our division. So I have to go. Bye for now. See you in the next morning session.
I hear you, David. That makes sense. You've got real work to wrap up. Quick, clean version you can use if you want to say it in English at work. We're short on time, so I need to summarize the meeting and report the key points to my division. You did a lot today. Strong presentation, good reflection, good practice. Go finish your minutes calmly. I'll be here when you show up again next morning.
Okay, bye for now. See you next time, Gypsy.